Hey guys, and welcome back to Hardware Unboxed. A bit of a break from the usual stuff on the channel as I wanted to once again explore smartphones, this time the OnePlus 5. This phone has been out on the market now for a little over a month, and once again it's enticing buyers with its low price tag for a flagship. For those interested in a full review of the OnePlus 5, I'd recommend checking out the review I did for TechSpot, which pretty much goes through everything you need to know with lots of benchmarks and testing. This video though is only going to cover the area of the OnePlus 5 that I think is the most important and also the most interesting, and that is its battery life. Oh, and a big shout out to Gearbest who provided me with the OnePlus 5 to review. For some bizarre reason, OnePlus doesn't sell their phones in Australia, but you can import one pretty easily from Gearbest. In fact, they currently have a deal going where you can buy a OnePlus 5 for $470 with free shipping through a coupon code. You'll find the info for that in the description below. So that's actually cheaper than through OnePlus official site. So it's definitely well worth checking out. Anyway, let's talk about the battery inside the OnePlus 5. We're looking at a 3300 mAh or 12.71 watt hour non-removable lithium polymer battery in this phone. The battery is 100 mAh smaller than the OnePlus 3, which equates to a 3% reduction. However, the OnePlus 3 used a 14nm Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 SoC. The OnePlus 5 bumps this up to a 10nm Snapdragon 835, so the increased SoC efficiency helps to offset the reduction in battery size. Let's kick off the benchmarks by looking at web browsing battery life on Wi-Fi. Here I tested all phones in Chrome with a 20-second loop of websites, which simulates fairly typical web browsing conditions. The OnePlus 5 doesn't fare too well in this test, falling behind a number of other current gen flagships, including the Galaxy S8 Plus and Pixel XL. It does outperform the LG G6 and Huawei P10, both of which are smaller handsets, and it lasts a decent 30% longer than the OnePlus 3. The cheaper Xiaomi Mi 6 though, with the same Snapdragon 835 SoC, provided more than an hour extra life in this test. Performing the same exact test on 4G LTE rather than Wi-Fi leads to different results. As is the case with most phones, battery life is reduced when switching off Wi-Fi, almost by 2 hours for the OnePlus 5. The position of the phone is still roughly the same compared to other flagships, falling again behind the Galaxy S8 and Pixel XL, though now by smaller margins. The Huawei P10 manages to pull ahead due to the Kirin 960's rather efficient LTE modem relative to its Wi-Fi modem. PCMark is a great all-round battery test, simulating a number of different workloads in a looping fashion. Snapdragon SoCs tend to be pretty efficient in processor-heavy loads, and this is obviously the case when looking at PCMark results. The OnePlus 5 pulls ahead of the Exynos-powered Galaxy S8 Plus and the Huawei P10, and manages to get a comfortable gap on the LG G6 and Pixel XL. You can see the efficiency gains of the Snapdragon 835 at play here, because while the Snapdragon 821 powered Pixel XL pulled ahead in those web browsing tests we were just looking at, it did fall behind in PCMark. Again, the cheaper Xiaomi Mi 6 holds top spot here with the great results. PCMark provides a second, more intensive test, so it's worth looking at that too. Battery life is reduced across the board in the PCMark Work 2.0 test, but the ordering of phones stays pretty similar. In some cases, such as with the Galaxy S8 Plus, the margin between it and the OnePlus 5 gets larger in this other test. The OnePlus 5 is a phone that doesn't throttle significantly, at least compared to other flagships, so it's no surprise the handset struggles in the GFX Bench Manhattan 3.1 GPU-intensive battery test. When you don't throttle, you burn through battery quicker than other handsets, which is why the OnePlus 5 comes second last here, only outperforming the OnePlus 3. While you will get decent sustained gaming performance, the OnePlus 5 does run hot, and phones like the LG G5 have the ability to last almost an hour longer. Moving back to Chrome now to test PCMark Web 3.0, which is a processor-intensive in-browser workload. The OnePlus 5 improves on the OnePlus 3's time in this test by more than an hour and remains quite competitive with other flagships of today. It is beaten once again by the Xiaomi Mi 6, though the results here aren't bad. I'll finish up the battery results here with two video playback tests. The first is a local test with a 1080p video with the screen set to maximum brightness. The result here isn't a time, but it's a score that's a reflection of relative battery life. Phones that score higher last longer at a higher brightness, which is what most people are after. The OnePlus 5 performs really well in this test thanks to its AMOLED display and highly efficient SoC for low power tasks like 1080p video decoding. The OnePlus 5 also dominates the second video playback test. This time I'm streaming a 4K HEVC video from my local media server over Wi-Fi to the device and then playing it back at a bright 300 nits. The Snapdragon 835 supports hardware 4K HEVC decoding, and while this isn't as efficient as 1080p decoding, the OnePlus 5 still tops the charts here. Some phones struggle badly with this test, but not the OnePlus 5 at all. Before I wrap up, I'll also look at charge times. The OnePlus 5 comes with dash charging, which is the company's proprietary fast charging technology that rivals Qualcomm Quick Charge and the like. OnePlus claims dash charging is faster than the competition, and they're almost correct, I guess. Looking at burst charging, where the phone is charged 60% from 20 to 80% full, the OnePlus 5 achieved this feat just 2 minutes faster than the Xiaomi Mi 6, which uses a rival fast charge technology. 2 minutes is a pretty slim margin, but I guess falling at the top of the charts is still nice. When looking at total charge times, the OnePlus 5 result is impressive at 1 hour and 40 minutes. It doesn't dominate the competition, but it's not slow, and that's generally what I look for. Looking across the results reveals the OnePlus 5 is a decent performer when it comes to battery life, but it's definitely not the best smartphone on the market in this regard. As far as budget phones are concerned, I'd still be looking at the Xiaomi Mi 6 over the OnePlus 5 because it's not only cheaper, but it also lasts longer, and who doesn't want to last longer? If you're interested in the OnePlus 5, don't forget to check out Gearbest, who is selling the phone for less than OnePlus themselves. Links to that in the description. I've also put links in for the Xiaomi Mi 6 down there. I think that's a great phone and it's well worth checking out, as well as the OnePlus 5 review I did for TechSpot. So a lot of links down below. Definitely check all of those out. I've got some exciting stuff in the works as far as laptops are concerned the next couple of weeks. Steve has some, how would I put this, NDA content in the works, if you know what I mean. So there's definitely a lot to check back on Hardware Unboxed, and I hope you join us in the next one.